Summarizing, it's an important skill and we need it for when we write our essays. It's an important skill, but what is important when we actually summarize? What do we pay attention to? Well, you want to summarize only the main ideas and leave out all the minor details. We also want to care about accuracy, right? We do not want to change the meaning or add any new ideas. We want to write the ideas in our own words, using our very own English. So your own grammar, your own structures. You want to represent the whole text without missing out any important points. And here it is, this one, attribution. You want to make sure that it's very clear who says. And of course, you want to keep it compact and make it short. How do you make it compact? How do you keep it short? Well, pay attention to the word limit and just stick to the main ideas, and it should just do it. Give the idea, do not add your opinion, and care about the language formality. Write in an academic style, even if the text you're summarizing is less formal. 5 stages to follow while writing your summary. The first one is skimming and making sure we understand the text. Second one is deciding on our structure. Now here, on the structure level, we have 2 choices. Either we're going to stick to the structure that's already in the text, or we're going to come up with our own structure. So you might look at the text and say, well, I'll rearrange this, I'll organize the information in a certain way, in this way or in that way. The choice is yours. Okay, so stage 3, the opening sentence of your summary. This very first sentence should include the following information, if available. Now, mostly, the titles of articles are indeed, they are available, so not a problem there. The author's full name, if it's available, the date and the name of the publication, as well as the overall main idea of the text you're summarizing. Stage 4 now, write your summary. Now you're ready to go on. You've done the first sentence, you're good to go. You look at your main ideas and main points. You use your own English, your own vocabulary, your own grammar, using connectors and linkers and transitions. You're ready to engineer this nice and compact paragraph that represents the main idea of the text you're looking at. And the final stage, stage 5, your conclusion, your concluding remark. When you finish the summary, it's nice to add a final sentence that kind of seals and packages that summary paragraph. Okay, so this could just be one sentence that you come up with, or if the text has its own conclusion, you can simply refer to that final message in your own concluding remark. Okay, now let's look at a good quality summary together and analyze it bit by bit. Okay, so here in the first sentence we have the date, we have the title of the article in double quotation marks, we have the writer's first and last name, full name, and we also have the publisher, Washington Post. Okay, so when we look at this sentence, it flows. In his 2016 article, driverless cars works great in sunny California, but how about in a blizzard? Brian Fung, a Washington Post journalist, questions whether driverless cars are ready for harsh weather conditions. Now, when we look at this first sentence, it's a perfect opening because it's got all the elements we're looking for. Brian Fung, a Washington Post journalist, questions whether driverless cars are ready for harsh weather conditions. So if I highlight this bit, it's exactly what the article is about. So that's a good first sentence. Now let's take a look at it and see if there's a conclusion sentence. Highlighting the last sentence, this is it, the conclusion sentence. Fung concludes saying that autonomous cars will be on the roads in places with mild weather conditions first, and we will need to wait a bit longer for them to work perfectly in bad weather. Now, 2 things here. Either this sentence is already in the original, and I'm just taking that sentence and paraphrasing it and summing it all up here in this one sentence, in this conclusion sentence, or I'm coming up with this conclusion sentence myself. Looking at the article, I can come up with it myself and say, okay, here it is. Here's what this text is all about. Now let's look at the middle part of this summary and look at it in terms of language of attribution. Let's see if we can spot any. He cites is one, because here we're referring to the writer. The next sentence says to clarify his point. Again, right here we can see that we're referring to the writer. It goes on here and says Fang acknowledges that. Again, we're attributing it. Language of attribution is continuing on. And do we see any more? Yes, we do. Fang gives his improper behavior. He suggests that. So Fang, he, the writer, it goes on like that. All of these are language of attribution examples running right through this summary paragraph quite successfully. And do we see any signal words or expressions? Yes, we do. Here's one, as a second challenge. And then it goes on and, talks about the challenge. And then we have next, finally. So very nice sort of run through the first challenge, the second challenge, and the final challenge when it comes to driverless cars, So altogether, a very nicely put together summary paragraph here. A good summary indeed, with good structure, with good content and representation, and a good style. Okay, so